Alright, so we are back with more Higurashi when they cry. So, we are going to continue on with the story. Hopefully some good stuff's happening. When we last left off, something was kind of vague when our main character asked, what's her name? I forgot her name already. About the incident years ago. I think it was a couple years ago. And she was kind of vague about it. So maybe this is when things are starting to get good. I don't know, but here we go. I think it was this one, right? Yeah. Okay, so it was this one. Continue.
ランディ君人形ああ、そりゃレナのツボだわな。
レナがサトコやリカちゃんをお持ち帰りしたくなるのはわかる。だが、ランディ君人形だけは理解できないぞ。あんなメガネ親父のどこがいいんだ。
そりゃあレナに直接聞けばいいじゃん。どうせ。だって可愛いんだもんしか言わないだろうけどさ。
レナはよくあそこ、工事現場のとこへ宝探しに行くのか？
ちょくちょく見に行くって言ってましたです。
しかし、年頃の女の子がゴミあさりね。
レナが楽しいならいいんだと思いますです。
あそこはなんだよ。ダムの工事現場だったのか？
It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch.
何年か前に中止になっちゃったけどね。
みんなで力を合わせて戦いましたです。
Hearing an ominous word like fought came from Rika-chan's mouth startled me.
そうそう。何しろとんでもない話だったんだよ。ひなみ沢が丸ごとダム湖に沈むことに一方的になってさ。
So, I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded.
ごめんねごめんね。待たせちゃったかな。申し訳ありませんわね、ケイチさん。お化粧直しに時間をかけちゃいまして。
Powder her nose? That makes no sense.
サトコ、便所には溜めてから行け。
Wait to use the can. Oh, the can. I was like, what? That made no sense. But the restroom, okay.
一気に出せて楽で早いぞ。
花も恥じらう乙女になんて口の利き方。
It's strange for a young. I mean, well, no, it ain't strange. I mean, if she thinks she's beautiful, it makes sense. But I don't know. It would be weird to me for a young girl like that to say that she's beautiful. But you know, beauty is in the eyes of beholders. So if she thinks she's beautiful, I mean, who am I to say? Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued.
さてと、今日は快速に乗っ取り、部員の諸君に是非を問いたい。彼、前原圭一君を新たな部員として我らの部活動に加えたいのだが、いかがだろうか。
レナは異議なーし。近隣風情が私の相手を務められるかしら。僕もサトコも賛成しますですよ。
The three that Mayan had queried voiced their approval.
全会一致。おめでとう、前原圭一君。君に栄えある我が部への入部試験を許可する。
順を追って説明しろ。俺はまだ入るとは言ってないぞ。何の部活だ？
我が部はだな。複雑化する社会に対応するため、活動ごとに提案される様々な条件下、時には順境、あるいは逆境からいかにして。
レナは弱いからいじめないでほしいな。仲良くやろうね。レナさんは甘えてますわ。弱い者は食い尽くされるのが世の常なのでございますわよ。
This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it?
つまり、みんなでゲームして遊ぶ部活なのです。
Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put Mayon's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mayon had hoarded every day, it seemed that depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place.
先に断っとくけど、ままごと遊びみたいなレベルじゃないからね。一生いっぱいに命がかかってるくらい本気でかかった方がいいよ。
That doesn't sound good at all.
楽しくやれればいいじゃないか。そうすごむなよ。
快速第一条、狙うのは1位のみ。遊びだからなんていういい加減なプレーは許さない。
Okay.
快速第2条。そのためにはあらゆる努力をすることが義務付けられておりますのよ。
The way Satoko said it, it sounds like she was saying, use any means necessary.
もちろん僕も頑張りますです。レナも弱いけどね、精一杯頑張ってるの。
I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun.
よし、俺も本気でやってやるぜ!
With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club.
ケイちゃんに一応忠告ね。レナも結構えげつないからね。
This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mayan began fishing around in the students' lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's a club equipment, so I guess that's fine.
難しいゲームはケイちゃんだけに不利だからね。今日は誰にでもわかるゲームにしよう。スタンダードにトランプのジジ抜きはどう？
Old Bachelor, I've never heard of that game.
よし、受けてやるぜ!
やっぱり罰ゲームがないと思えないよね。今回はビリに顔面落書きの刑。どう？
ああ、油性じゃないよね。油性じゃないよね。
Permanent. She wants to draw on her faces with permanent marker?
上等でございますわ。
Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seems like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either.
じゃあカード切ってみんなに配るね。
Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. Oh, okay. There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game.
じゃあ1枚抜くね。
Mayon took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently.
終盤になればおのずとわかるし、最初はどうしようもないよな。
Been yawning a lot lately. Must be a light. Okay, I was gonna say, it must be a light or something. I don't know. It's like something right there on my face, and I don't know what it is. Oh well. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all while gauging each other's reaction. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be.
このトランプ、結構傷物だろ？まさか、みんなにはその傷で、そこに伏せたカードがわかってる？
快速第2条ですわ。ケイチさんも勝つために最善の努力をなさいませ。いくつかのカードは特徴的だから、ケイチ君にもすぐ覚えられるよ。
You said that so matter-of-factly.
上等だぜ！この程度でハンデになると思うなよ！
I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence will soon be crushed.
ケイちゃんの手札を右から言うぜ。3、4、9、ジャック、クイーン。
Whoa. Wow. So yeah. That's cheating.
ちなみにジジはダイヤの J なのです。
Huh.
どうカードを入れ替えたって見え見えですわ。
That's
上
crazy.
がりですな。
I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal just overwhelmed me. Well, see, they cheated too, so I think that's an unfair game. They knew the cards.
鬼だ。こいつらは鬼だ。レナは鬼じゃないよな。
ごめんねケイチくん。こっちがハートの3だよね。上がり。
Alright. Not even a hint of mercy. Rina, even Rika-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a death machine on a deserted island, those guys would probably take it out like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates.
ポイントは減点制ね。着順がそのままマイナス点。トータルで一番少ない人が優勝。
ではケイチはビリなので5です。
Wow. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard.
やっぱりさ、綺麗なトランプでやらないとケイチくんに不公平だよ。
Yeah, that is true. I think that is unfair. They knew what was going on.
いいのいいの。ケイちゃんだって男だし。これくらいの逆境は跳ね返せるよね。
貧民風情は逃げ帰って涙で枕を濡らすのがお似合いでございますことよ。
A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's.
ファイト、おーです。
Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Ki-chan, Maibara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rina said, several of the cards have their own distinct markings, making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory.
わあ、うまいよケイチくん。その調子。
I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen.
角が割れているのは5だったはずです。上がりましたです。
I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me.
欲しいのは7なんだが、これかな。
さてどうかしら。聞いてみないとわかりませんことよ。
There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken, that kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me.
見えた。これだ。
Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out.
なんですって7は一番わかりにくいはずですのに。
It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expressions as I was selecting a card were enough.
ほら、ケイちゃん隠さない。この傷が確かダイヤの2だったよね。あれ？
She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too.
ああ、みーちゃんがカード間違えるなんて珍しいね。
違う。ケイちゃん、あんた、まさか。
They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put new one on it.
ダイヤの2を偽装したというですの？味な真似をするでございますわ。圭一、一矢報いましたです。
Clap, clap, clap.
やったね、圭一くん。大前線だよ。
Having defeated the Forerunner Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves.
まあビリは確定だけどさ、最後にミオンから1本取れたから大満足かな。
That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already and ensured victory.
この回仮にケイちゃんが1着になってもトータルビリが確定するんだけど、
当たり前だ。
一騎打ちしようよ。ワンチャンス。勝てたらケイちゃん1位で私ビリの大逆転なんてどう？乗るでしょ？
She fell for it. Chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it.
ワンチャンスだと？ルールを説明しろ。
Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, and then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back.
右手のカードと左手のカード、どっちがジョーカーか当てたらケイちゃんの勝ち。
今後ろに回した時ジョーカーを抜いたってことはないだろうな。
ケイちゃんが負けたら反対の手のカードも公開するよ。それなら OK でしょ。
The other three gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events.
よし乗ってやる。
Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was.
どっちだろう。圭一くん、慎重にね。
ああ、もちろんだぜ。逆転の大チャンスだ。
Looking closely at the cards on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before.
あのカードは。
I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clutched her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker.
ケイちゃんは右のカードを疑ってる？じゃあ右にする？右？
Oh, why I'm so tired. The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. I remember now. That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. 7 of clubs.
きっとクローバーの7だね。
I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that means the card on the right was the Joker. And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze.
さすがミオンだよ。
There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker.
圭一さんは何を言ってるのでございましょう。だって左 C です。
へえ。ケイちゃんはどうして右がジョーカーじゃないって確信できるの？
Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled.
右のカードが何かは俺にもわからないさ。だが左のカードがクローバーの7だってことだけはわかる。
じゃあ残る右のカードがジョーカーなのじゃありませんこと？必ず左右どっちかがジョーカーという約束でしょ？
ああ、左右のどっちかにジョーカーがあるのは本当だろうな。
圭一は勘がいいです。リカちゃん、それってどういう。
つまりさ、クローバーの7はさっき俺がサトコのスペードの7と合わせて捨てたカードなんだよ。
Oh. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile.
つまりミオンは捨て札を1枚拾って左のカードに重ねている。つまり
そうか、わかった。左のカードをクローバーの7に見せかけているんだね。
It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly.
ジョーカーは
The left.
左手だ。
It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion.
初代部長として私も様々なプレイングを見てきたけど、ケイちゃん、あんたはベストオブザベストオブザベスト。
Alright. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropped the cards from both hands. My comeback victory. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory.
リカちゃんか。
Rina and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost.
なんだよレナ、別に俺はインチキしてないだろ。正々堂々と。
リカは慰めるときにしか頭を撫でませんの。
Huh, what's the meaning of? At that moment, Rina let out a small shriek.
ケイチくん、こんなことって。
ケイちゃんならさ、ここまで読んでくれると思ってたよ。
Everyone froze. No, it was just me.
賭けだった。ケイちゃんがおてんばさんの早とちりだったなら、負けてたのは私だった。
It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing
ケイ
hand.
ちゃんはさ、この負けを誇っていいよ。
She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the 7 of clubs, unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it.
部長、園崎ミオンの名において、前原圭一、あんたの我が部への入部を許可する。
Interesting. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat.
これにて決着。本日の優勝は
Today's victor
私、
is me.
園崎ミオン。栄えあるビリは前原圭一。
Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing.
みーちゃんが後ろ手で細工したとき、またやるんだって思ってドキドキしちゃった。ケイイチさんが正解に触れる直前で止まったときにはかかったって思いましたわ。見事に引っかかってくれましたです。
Huh. Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly?
楽しくなるようにみんなで盛り上げましたですよ。
You.
お前らみんな鬼だ。人手なし。
さーて、ケイちゃんに罰ゲームだね。今日は部活の初日だしね。ソフトに行こうかね。いきなり登校拒否になられちゃ困るし。
The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's a giant permanent one.
さーて、行くよ。
She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized.
やめろ
I let out my death throes. Alright. Well, that was interesting. But, I mean, now they're closer, and I feel like, I don't know, it just seems to me like nothing really crazy is happening. Nothing scary at the very least. Watch me play this whole game and come to find out nothing's happened at all. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Randy that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Maya and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence.
宝の山か。捨ててる連中も、まさかレナに感謝されてるとは夢にも思わないだろうね。
Mountain of treasure, meaning that dam construction site from before. Oh right, Mayan would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there.
あそこさ、ダムの工事現場。なんかあったんだろ？昔。
そりゃあったよ、戦いが。座り込みやったり、デモをやったり。
It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided to listen just the same.
自分たちの土地がダム湖に沈むんだもんな。俺だって戦うだろうな。
役人どもは本当に一方的だった。偉そうで威張ってた。金で解決できないと悟ると、あらゆる嫌がらせをしてきたんだよ。いやらしい奴らだった。
Mayan spoke excitingly, as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her.
よく勝てたな。相手は国だろ？
村長や村の有力者たちがね、方々に陳情した。東京にも行ったし、いろんな政治家に根回しもした。そうしてるうちに、計画は撤回されたんだよ。私たちの完全勝利だった。
暴力沙汰とかにはならなかったのか？傷害事件とか、殺人。
なかった。
She promptly cut me off. Same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitaki-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside.
じゃあね。また明日ね。ケイちゃんそれ、うちに帰るまで消しちゃダメだからね。
Wow.
わかってるよ。消さねえよ。
My aunt held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mayan, you should rue the day. If our roles ever reversed, I'm going to go all out. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. Well, this is certainly still fun. I'm just waiting for the crazy stuff to happen. Where's the crazy stuff? I was expecting crazy stuff. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear.
おかえり、ケイチ。お父さん大変そうだから、そっとしてあげてね。
またアイデアに詰まったわけ？
今回は締め切りが重なったからね。お父さん充電期間がないと大変だから。
Dad's paintings fed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the my beras. I can relate to that, honestly, because I used to draw a lot, and while I didn't obviously sell my art, I understand the idea, like, you know, you can run out of ideas, and it can get bad. Like, I'm still kind of in a rut, because I drew so much that I'm at this point now where it's like, while I want to draw, I'm kind of disgusted by the idea a little bit because I just feel so burnt out from it, you know, because people would request so much. So I get that. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter?
家の中をうろうろしないで、表に散歩でも行った方がアイデアが出るんじゃねえの？
今回は生活空間がテーマだから、お父さんこの家をモチーフにしたいみたい。
Hmm.
お父さん、この家をモチーフにしたいみたい。
That's quite a bothersome motif.
ケイチ、部屋の中を少しは片付けなさい。みっともないぞ。
ごめん。後で片付けるよ。
Ah, come on, please don't use my room as the motif.
ケイチ、お夕飯までまだ時間があるから、表でも散歩してらっしゃい。
Dad's moods are only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further.
じゃあそうするかな。
I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamazawa creep me out. If my Honor Satoko ever found out about that, I smiled wearily. Oh yeah. Rena was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Randy was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one.
次の部活の時に恩返ししてもらえるかもしれないしな。
With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Ooh, I feel like things are gonna get crazy. Tomitaki-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Maya denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamazawa? That was my real intention. I like how it kind of transitions through scenes. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Randy was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomitaki-san wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily.
よーレナ、精が出ますな。
ケイチくん。どうしたの？こんなところへ。
A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least.
事故発生の緊急通報を受け参上しました。負傷者はどこでありますか？
事故って、
ランディ君人形がゴミ山に生き埋めになっているとの通報でしたが。
なんだ、びっくりした。
I really feel like she's hiding something.
ケイチくん脅かさないでよ。
冗談だよ。レナが一人で困ってるだろうなって思ってさ。手伝
Oh, shit.
レナのために
Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake.
冗談だよ。こっちまで恥ずかしくなるだろ
冗談ってどこからだろう。
I just ignored her bewilderment.
う。ほれ、どいた。で、どこだよ、ランディ君は。
あ、ごめん。ほら、この隙間から見える？
こりゃ本当に生き埋めだな。
The Colonel Randy was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this.
この山を一人でどけるつもりだったのか？その細い腕で。
There's no way she would be able to do that with her slender arms.
でもランディ君人形かいいんだもん。お店のランディ君には鎖がついてるけど、これならお持ち帰りできる。
If Rena gave up on this Colonel Randy, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. Why do you need to steal it? Why can't you just buy one? Ask your parents to buy one. Wait, isn't she broke or poor? I don't know. That may be why. As Rina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime.
どいてろよ。俺がやる。
Rina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If I got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
ケイチくん、レナも手伝えるよ。手伝わせて。
帰って邪魔になるから下がってろって。よいしょー
Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects threw beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it. No matter how much I threw out, there was still more, even though I could see Colonel Randy right there. After a grandstanding like that in front of Rina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed.
本気でやるなら、斧とかノコギリとかがいるかもしれねえな。
もういいよ、ケイチくん。すごい汗だよ。そんな、無理しなくてもいいよ。
レナのためにやってるだけだ。気にするな。
Rina began sputtering and turning beet red. Ah, whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well.
さすがに休憩。こいつは手強いぜ。
I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope.
ごめんね、ごめんね。すごい汗だく。
Rina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
あのさ、ちょっとここで休んでてね。私、家近いから。麦茶とか持ってきてあげるね。
Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. If it was just as Tomitaki-san said, then undoubtedly there would be a mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded somewhere. I unfastened the package and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rina and Mayan said they didn't know. But it had happened, without a doubt. As long as Tomitaki-san wasn't lying. Then, if both Rina and Mayan... yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rina nor Mayan wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages of the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspaper reporters were all bathing in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site. Lynching and murder, dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as. It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was, the assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces, the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder, done by a group of people, with hatchets, with pickaxes, with a hatchet. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna take a minute and drink a little bit. I'm drinking some apple juice. I haven't had apple juice in forever, so this is kind of refreshing. Rina dropped the hatchet she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Oh, I see why you got
さっ
scared.
きほら、斧とかがあると便利だって言ったじゃない？それでね、レナ、物置からちゃんとナタ持ってきたんだよ。
Rina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intently.
ごめん。ちょっと、オーバーに驚きすぎたかな。
こっちこそごめんね。ごめんね。
Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow.
最後の針は、そのナタじゃないと壊せそうにない。せっかく持ってきてくれたんだし、明日借りるよ。な。何しょんぼりしてるんだよ。明日にはランディ君が掘り出せるんだぜ。
そうだよね。早くランディ君をお持ち帰りしたい。
We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rina brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. I was gonna say, something ain't adding up with that smile, though. Something ain't adding up with her. Or the rest of his friends. Okay, so the Hinamizawa Dam Project and Special Tabloid Report. Alright, so we got that. So we're gonna save. We just finished up chapter 3, so we are making progress. And we're learning a little bit more about the incident. So now I think that things are starting to get a little bit... They're starting to get there, and I think there's something going on with Rina-chan. And Mayan and the rest of them. I think they all had a hand in it. But here's the thing, is you got Rina, Mayan, Satoko, and was it Rika? So that's 4 of them. And I think, what? Okay, yeah, so that's 4 people, okay? Or 4 kids, essentially. I don't think that the 2 youngest would have had anything to do with it. Because I don't think they would have been able to comprehend what was going on, you know? I just, to me, that just seems like it wouldn't make sense. Now, maybe Mayan, considering she is the oldest of that group before our main character, I feel like maybe she would have something to do with it. And maybe Rina, I feel like she might. But she seems so innocent, so I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong about that, you know? But who knows? It's just they seem a little odd, so I'm excited to see where this is going to go. So, with that being said, we'll continue this on in the next episode. And I guess with that being said, hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Drink plenty of water, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.